Hello, as you see me kind of perusing through a book here. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad to be with our team again, our community, our rainbow program, our rainbow tribe. So, welcome to today's first Saturday 60-minute Hatha yoga class since the schedule change. A lot of the theme this week that I've been presented to with in this new job that I just undertook, which some of you know about, is about uh, owning it, being and taking ownership of your activity, your responsibilities, accountability, effectively. And I think that's a really powerful thing to be able to introduce into our yoga practice is owning your power. You know, the power to make decisions that work best for you. I just recently, as we were chatting before, I asked everyone, what was it that you did this week? What kind of movement were you doing? What kind of yoga practice did you incorporate? And everybody had a little different snippet to offer and what worked best for them. And I think that's really powerful. So I'd like you to take today on as an opportunity to own your power, to really kind of embrace moments while you're moving your body to make decisions that empower you. And rather than seeing them as, oh, I can't do that, and seeing it in a negative light, but rather seeing it that this is you taking ownership of what works best for you. And I think that's a pretty powerful thing, even if it means taking extra rest, if it means breathing and just taking a moment of pause, maybe even taking a different sequence that I might offer today. So we're going to begin, and I want you to find a place that works comfortable for you, whether it's lying down, whether it's seated, just whatever it is that's calling to you. And I want us to embrace this idea of owning our power. And it's this beautiful opening of that sense of confidence, of self knowledge and self respect when we own our power. We listen and we tune in. So today, I'd like you to find a space that feels as comfortable as possible. And we're just going to tune into that inner sense of confidence. I want you to think to a time when you did something without apology. Now, I'm Canadian, so you know I apologize a lot. But when I find myself in a space that I live or act in a way that is of my highest integrity, my highest sense of awareness, I speak to my inner truth. And that is where we own our power. So think to a time where you stood in a space, in a situation, maybe with someone, maybe not, where you owned your power. You're unapologetic to the situation, to the person, to yourself. And I want you to tap into how it made you feel. Did you feel as if your feet were so firmly grounded that you were unshakable? Did you feel as if no matter what happened, you knew that you were doing it from the highest and the best place from within? You knew in your heart that there was no other option in that moment that would have been better. Think about how you may have reacted if you were talking with someone and they asked about your decision. What sort of words did you use? Were they firm and confident? Did you find yourself not even reaching for that "I'm sorry" because you knew that you acted in that space of power? And I don't mean power in the sense of trying to take away from someone else. That's not what this is. This is ownership. This is acknowledgement of self-confidence, of self-awareness, and really effectively a sense of groundedness. Now I want you to take a moment and I want you to think about a time when you may not have been as grounded. And maybe you felt uncertain. Or maybe you knew in your heart that something should be one way, but you didn't tune into it and you decided to go another way because there was something in your mind or something someone said, or maybe it was a social norm, something that everyone else was doing and you kind of just followed along. But in your gut, you kind of knew, this isn't really where I should be going. In that moment, did you own your power? Did you own that decision? Did you find yourself kind of apologizing to someone else or even to yourself? Did you feel grounded? Or did you feel more unsettled? How did it make you feel emotionally? Did you find yourself even just now tensing up through the body, remembering that moment? Maybe there's no specific moment even that comes to mind, but there's just that sense of where you were at in that moment, how it felt. Now I want you to take a nice big inhale. And I want you to breathe into that moment, and then I want you to let that moment go with your exhale. I want you to take the next 4 breaths deep to the belly with the sole intention of releasing any sort of sense of uncertainty, questioning, anything that feels anything less than unsettled. Now I'd like us to set our intention. And maybe keeping up with the theme today of owning your power, maybe you choose the next 3 words as your mantra or your intention, as simply, I own my power, or I own my decisions. And maybe you choose something completely different. Whatever your intention is, I'd like you to take it in, absorb it, fully embrace it, literally down to a cellular level. Being firm in that mantra, intention, maybe string of words. And if you're seated, let's go ahead and bring ourselves down to the floor. We're going to let ourselves rest with our knees bent, our feet flat. And we're going to begin to move our body with this whole idea of owning your power. Maybe there's something else that's going to feel better, maybe a different way, a different direction, whatever. So I want you to begin first by firmly grounding your feet into the floor, really getting that sense of grounding that we talked about in that confident, grounded position. Just begin to sense into the soles of the feet, the pads of the toes, the ball of the feet, the heel of the feet. Pressing the arms down to the floor, opening up through the chest. And we're going to begin to engage in through the glutes as we open into our bridges. So pressing down to the floor, breathe in as you lift. And then breathe in, out as you lower down. And I want you just to tap into the physical strength here required to move the body here. Engaging through the glutes. Use the core. Notice your body. Feel into it. Feel what's working here. Grounding your feet, noticing the sense of the earth holding you up, the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, the soles of the feet. And just flowing here, breathing in, press into the floor. Feel that ground beneath you. It's unshakable. It's there to support you. It's there to offer you whatever it is you need today. It's also there to allow you to release and absorb or let the earth absorb whatever it is you want to let go of. It's like a sponge. Beautiful. And let's do a couple more here. And we're going to hold on to our last bridge. As we come to maybe one more, we're going to hold on to it. We're going to keep our bridge open. Now again, as you lift your body, press your feet into the floor, open up through the chest, press the hands into the floor, the head into the mat. As your bridge is open here, I want you to feel into the body here. I want you to feel into the quadriceps, into the hamstrings, into the glutes. And remember that when we set ourselves up in our practice, we own the position, we own the pose that works best for our body. Maybe we need to take a rest. Not a sign of failure, it's a sign of strength to make that decision. Maybe you ground into the floor and you start to feel into the body and what you're capable of. Let go of any preconceived notions of what we can or cannot do. Let that go and just feel into this moment, this space right now. When you're ready, go ahead and set your sacrum back down to the floor. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Pull it in. Beautiful. Set your right foot down. Take your left foot in. Pull it in. Beautiful. Set your left foot down. Reach the legs long, the arms overhead. If it feels okay on your shoulders, or rest them at the side. Extend the body long. Find that stretch, reaching the body fingertips to toe. Beautiful. Interlace the fingers. Now I'd like you to take the arms up and I'd like you to pull in through the core. Pull the knees up as you rest the hands in front of the knees, pulling the knees in towards the chest, finding your chest to knees, knees to chest. Beautiful. Now from here, let's go ahead and set the feet down to the floor. And we're going to roll onto our right side. And we're going to cradle the bottom arm underneath the crown, keeping the right knee possibly bent or fully extended. And let's go ahead and roll that left shoulder back, and we're going to reach for that left foot. Drawing down into the quadricep here. And as you're lying on this side lying position, this is quite a challenging position because you've got a lot of instability here. But I want you to come back to that space of grounding your body here. Really feel the body weight and don't collapse into the ribs here. I want you to pull that left leg so that your hips are really aligned and you've got that little space between your ribs and the floor here. So I'm not collapsing my ribs down, but rather keeping my body nicely aligned here. Drawing down through the left knee, opening up the hip, opening up the side body, pull the core in. Ground and lengthen through that left leg, just really dynamically working through the quadricep here. Beautiful. And go ahead and lengthen out the left leg. Let's roll onto our tummy. Pulling the elbows in, finding the elbows resting down to the side of our body. Tops of the feet rest onto the floor, gaze down towards the floor. Shoulders roll back. We're going to inhale and lift up into a baby cobra here. So finding a little gentle extension here. This doesn't have to be huge. And this is quite a lot of work here, just lifting up here. Put a little bit of pressure into the hands, but I also want you to focus on the back body here. Beautiful. Lower back down. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and roll on to our opposite side. Left arm underneath the crown, and we're going to go ahead and bend into that left knee. And I'm just going to twist over so I don't have my back to you, but don't worry about it for me. So taking that left leg back, roll that right shoulder back. We're going to reach for that right leg this time. Now, again, you could take that bottom leg and extend it. That's going to make it feel a little bit more unstable. If you want a little bit more of a balanced space underneath, and that feels more grounding and a little bit more supported, that is a choice of power, right? Deciding what works best for your body here. Reaching through the right knee down towards the base of the mat. Pull the core in. Energize through that quadricep. Beautiful. Go ahead and release that right leg long. Fall onto the tummy again. Now this time we're going to come into our Sphinx pose. So I'm going to have you take your elbows underneath your shoulders, and you're going to find that 90-degree angle in the elbow to the shoulder to the wrist. Now here, we're going to roll the shoulder blades back, lift up to the sternum, turn the gaze so that the chin is parallel to the floor. Shoulders are back, belly button pulls in, glutes are turned on. Now, if this doesn't feel good, maybe you do a bit more of a modified one, elbows wide. Maybe you come back into that cobra. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and release back down to the floor. Slide the hands to the side, and I want you to press your body into the floor, and we're going to shift our hips back to our heels, finding ourselves in our child's pose. Arms can be extended, arms can be at the side, whatever feels right for you. Big toes together, knees wide. Now, as you come to this rest pose, I want you to think of this as a reset space. Whenever we come into a moment of pause, that is your opportunity to reset and re-own your power. So if you find yourself kind of coming into a pose that's offering some challenge, take that point of rest as an opportunity to reset and reshift that mindset. Coming back to it with a fresh opportunity, a fresh mind. From here, we're going to inhale, roll up, finding ourselves in our all fours, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, back is long, head is tucked up and long, and gaze is down to the floor. Let's find ourselves in our cat-cows here. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, articulate through the sternum, articulate through the spine, and lift up through the sternum. Exhale, pull the belly in, engage in through the core, in through the inner thighs. Let the head drift down. Beautiful. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round it forward. As we come to cat-cow, I think I mentioned this recently, I find that when I first come to my first few cat-cows, I'm just reintroducing a little bit more movement into my spine. So again, I'm going to come to it just with that curious mind. What's best for me? Maybe the first few feel a little sticky, a little crunchy. And then maybe we can get into a little bit more of a flow here. So just explore what feels best. How do you want to do this? Take those deep, beautiful breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe you invite your Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath, with that beautiful constriction of the throat as you exhale. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do one more cat, one more cow. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're going to meet in our tabletop position. Good. Lengthen through the spine, tailbone reaches back, head reaches forward, gaze is down to the floor. We're going to move into our spinal balances, grounding into the left and the right leg. And I want you to press that top of that right foot down to the ground. And I also would like you to take that left hand and really press into the floor. Inhale, lengthen right and left leg. Find that lift, lengthen through the fingertip to toe, but pull in that core, engage into that left glute. And then exhale, release down, right hand, left leg. Inhale, left arm and right leg. Lengthen out, gaze is down. Beautiful. And then release down. Beautiful. We're going to flow here. So I would like you to breathe in, lengthen, exhale, release. Now, as we take this with a more of a one breath, one movement, more of a vinyasa type of breath pattern, I want you to breathe into that space and find what works for you. Maybe you need to slow it down. Maybe you need to pick it up. Sometimes we come to our practice and we're feeling really energetic. So we need to kind of tap into that energy. Sometimes we come to our practice and we're feeling a little more fatigued. We need to tap into that and really just honor whatever space we come to. Beautiful. Let's do one more on either side. Beautiful. Excellent. Let's go ahead and set ourselves back into tabletop and press back onto our heels. Take the arms out long, if that feels okay. Now I've got my knees a little closer to center. I'm going to give the back of my body a nice little stretch here, giving the shoulders, the lats, breathing into the back body, expanding the rib cage here. Feel that back body just open up with your breath. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and roll forward, finding our tabletop position one more time. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and just do a little wrist stretch here. Turn the palms facing towards towards our knees. And I just want you to open up. It's going to give your wrists and your forearm a little stretch. Good. And then go ahead, turn that right hand forward and then twist towards the left side, fingertips towards the knees. Breathe into it. Beautiful. And then come back through center. Nice job. Now I'd like you to balance into your left knee. Back is nice and long. We're going to flex into our right foot. So heel's going to press back. We're going to hold that 90-degree angle and press up into our sunbirds. So as we're coming up towards the sun, I want you to press that heel, hold that 90-degree angle as you lower and lift. Keep your core nice and engaged. Really try to avoid that option to tilt the pelvis. So just focusing on the core, on the glutes here. So when you tilt the pelvis forward, you're kind of lifting up a little higher, yeah, but we're not giving that strengthening opportunity as deeply as we could into our glutes. So again, just kind of tap into that power, feel into it. Maybe the glutes are starting to get a little fatigued here, but breathe into it. You need to take a rest, own that. Beautiful. Hold that space. Good. Now I'd like you to flex up forward, bring the heel up, and I want you to hold it at hip height here. And we're going to pulse it for 10 little mini pulses here. You're going to feel a shoot of heat in building into that glute, into the hamstring. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, you've got it, 2, and 1. Set your knee down, press back, give a break. Take a moment to reset here, just kind of exploring what it feels like. Nice job. And let's go ahead and we're going to round forward, reset back. Think of this as a new opportunity. Here we go. Rest into that right knee, flex into that left heel, lift up. We're just going to find those really gentle sunbirds here, just kind of flowing. Try not to tilt towards one side. Try to balance into the two hands and the knee. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe you notice a huge difference from one side to the next. That's okay. Beautiful. Maybe feel a little more heat building here. I can feel it into the glutes. Good. Continue to breathe. Nice job. All right, let's go ahead and take it up to hip height. Flex into those heels, and we're going to pulse it for 10. Little lifts here. I want you to energize into your body. Don't feed into that mind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it back down. Press back. Take a break. Give your wrists a little twirl. Beautiful. Nice job. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to round forward. Good, and we're going to grab our yoga blocks here. So I'd like you to take your yoga blocks and we're going to set them to either side. And we're going to do a little hip opener here. So taking ourselves to our knees and taking our left foot forward. Now from here, I want you just to find what best space works for you in this kneeling lunge here. So finding that left foot forward and leaning in, making sure the knee stacks on top of the ankle, and just gently leaning down towards the floor, grounding in, kind of explore here. We're going to be here for a moment or two just to get ourselves nice and settled in. Try to not to tension through the shoulders. This is where I'll tell you where I come to this when I initially approach this pose. I come to it and I've got some tension in my shoulders. The minute I start to find a little bit of softness through the arms, a little bit more of that melting feeling into the body, breathing into that right hip. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and shift our weight back, flex into that left foot. Take the blocks with you. We're going to give the hamstrings a little stretch here. Beautiful. Breathe into. Now, just like you did your sunbirds where you flexed into the heel, the more you flex into the heel, the more you're going to activate the back of the legs. So where can you just kind of invite a little bit more of that sensation in the back of the legs? If it feels good, maybe you got to back off a little bit too. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and shift forward. And now I'd like you to come into this kneeling lunge. Take a breath and then exhale. Let the body just drip down a little bit softer, like melting snow here. Beautiful. Now from here, I'd like you to curl your right toes under. We're going to come up into crescent pose. Lift the right knee. Find that low lunge. Now here, I want you to ground into the feet. We're going to swim the arms back and exhale, lift up, reaching tall. Open up that right hip, soften the arms, soften the shoulders. Really just find that gaze forward, and I want you to feel into the power of your body. Feel into the work. Don't feed into that brain, that mind that just kind of churns with thoughts. Now bend the elbows if you'd like to and find a lift of your heart. And this is really where we want to find that opening of that heart space. But I also want you to really invite that sense of just ownership and strength here. Just that really, I always find chest openers so exposing. So it's really just open up that space. Really just feel into that strength. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swim both hands down. Let them rest on the block. Set your right knee down. And go ahead and take that left foot back, and let's take a rest here. Give the hip a little stretch. Go into child's pose. Breathe in. So again, I want you to take this opportunity as you come into child's pose to reset here. If maybe coming into that crescent pose from that kneeling position felt like a challenge, don't set yourself up with the thoughts of you can't. Set yourself up with the thoughts of let's just explore. I can always take that decision that works best for me. Maybe you don't come into a crescent pose. Maybe you do. Let's go ahead and shift forward. Let's make our way into our kneeling lunge on the opposite side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Again, using the blocks as support here to just lift the ground to meet your body where it's at. Blocks for this type of pose is just, I mean, blocks are just so essential, I think, in yoga. They add that extra little bit of support. And it's such a great way to really add to your practice. So I don't look at props in any negative way. I actually think they're far more helpful than not. I don't think they're not helpful at all, actually. I think they're very helpful. All right, breathe into that left side. Beautiful. Shift your weight back, flex into your right foot. And again, when we're going to approach this from this right left side, there's going to be differences all around. If your body is fully balanced, you might not feel a difference. I feel a difference. And it's what we do yoga for, to try to balance things out a little bit. Beautiful. Good. And let's go ahead and walk ourselves forward. Find that kneeling lunge, and we're going to take it into our crescent pose. So find that grounding through the right foot, curl the left toes under, lift the left knees up. Ground into that right foot, swim the arms back. So just finding that space here, exhale, lift. Bring your arms up above your head. If that feels okay, maybe you leave them down to your sides. Reach up, ground into the feet, really anchor in here. Bend the elbows, open up your heart space, find your extension here. Fantastic. Just open up, own the space, expose that strength that is in our hearts. Hold it here. Beautiful. Breathe in, reach the arms tall. Now we're going to take it a little different. Swim the arms out to the side, rest them on the yoga blocks. I'd like you to press into that right foot. Take that left foot forward. We're going to find ourselves in our Uttanasana, in our forward fold. Maybe open the feet a little wider. Maybe finding our way into our forward fold with a little bit more space for our low back. Maybe resting the hands on the yoga blocks, maybe down to the floor. Now from here, let's go ahead and rest maybe one hand to the floor, one hand to our right block. Bend into that left knee. Inhale, twist towards the left. I think I said left knee, right knee. Opening up towards the left. Now just take a moment here. Settle into the twist. Settle into the back of the leg here. Getting that nice big stretch here. You're also getting a beautiful rotation through the upper thoracic spine. Opening up the chest as well. Beautiful. Inhale, take that left hand down flat to the block or to the floor. Bend into the left knee, twist towards the right. Giving that side body a nice little stretch here. Breathe into it. So I know this feels like a lot, maybe in the back of the hips. Just breathe into that space. Good. Let's do that one more time. And I want you to almost like reset through center and then come to it again. How does it feel? Can you ease yourself a little bit more into it? Ground in a little bit more. Just own what you're feeling here. Try not to strain. Beautiful. Set that left hand down. Bend into that left knee. Twist towards the right. One more opening. Just take and breathe into it. Beautiful. Set that right hand back down. Find your forward fold. Let's go ahead and just shift our body weight side to side just to give a little bit of a reset into that low back here. Beautiful. Good. Let's come back towards center. Let the head relax. Bend into the knees. We're going to sweep the arms up. Breathe in tall, really extending the body long. Take that right wrist. Give ourselves a little side bend here, opening up the right side of the body. Beautiful. Inhale back through center, left wrist over to the right. I want you to pull your body long. Press into the feet. Inhale through center one more time, right to left. Opening up the ribs, the lats, the shoulders. Inhale through center, over to the left, right side. Beautiful. Inhale back through center. Exhale, sweep the hands behind you. Shoulders roll back, hands interlace or rest at the hips. Open up into your chest expansion here. Feet ground into the floor. Now you can stay here, or if you'd like to, you can come down into a forward fold. Bend the knees, shift forward, arms up to the sky, head down to the floor. Open up the heart space. Take a breath here. Pull those shoulder blades back. Try to find that opening through the heart. Keeping the arms extended overhead. Just expand through that chest. Beautiful. Go ahead, bend into the knees, release the arms, extend the body tall, lengthen out the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Down towards the ground. Inhale, find your half arch, lengthen your spine. Exhale, let it go down towards the floor. Take that left foot, ground into it, bring that right foot back, find that low lunge. Take that left foot back, find that downward dog. Press down through the heels, press into the heel of the hand and the thumb and the pointed finger. Spread the hands wide. Inhale, caterpillar your body forward, finding your plank position. Take a moment here. Either set the knees down or come all the way down to the ground to chaturanga. Roll the shoulder blades back. Open up. Find your chest expansion. Open up the heart. Your back extension, not chest expansion. Just expand through the chest. Exhale, come back down. I want you to curl your toes. Press your hands into the floor. Transition through downward dog. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and ground into that left foot. Take the right leg up towards the sky. Bend into the knee, shift it forward. Take it into that low lunge on the opposite side. Ground into that right. Take the left foot forward, forward fold. Bend into the knee, sweep the arms. Take it all the way tall, tall, tall to the sky. Exhale, swan dive it down. Find that lift of the heart, forward fold, release. Let your head go down. Inhale, come into your half arch. Exhale, release. Take a moment. Beautiful. Take that right foot back. Take that left foot back. Find that downward dog. Press into the heels. Lift up through the heart. Open up. Shift the hips up to the sky. Inhale, caterpillar your body forward. Find your plank. Either down to the ground, full chaturanga, or onto your knees. Shift the arms back. Pull up into the chest. Find your cobra. Beautiful. Exhale down. Curl the toes under. Find downward dog. Nice job, everyone. Take a moment of pause here in this downward dog. Just a moment, a break. Maybe you do tabletop instead. Maybe you do child's pose. Beautiful. If you'd like to, find your way back into downward dog. Take your right foot to the center. Inhale, take the left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Bring it forward, low lunge. Now we're going to do things a little differently. Press into that left foot. Inhale, sweep the arms back. Exhale, come into your crescent. Drop the shoulders. Beautiful. Take that back foot, warrior two. Adjust the back foot, gazes forward. Shoulders are dropped. Breathe in. Hold here for a moment, please. Just let your arms extend and reach. Beautiful. Breathe in, forward, reach forward. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Find your reverse warrior. Open up the side body. Relax that right shoulder down. Beautiful. Inhale, take that left arm all the way to the left knee. Extended side angle. Reach that right arm. Energize through the body. Beautiful. Find that lift. Maybe you need to come up a little higher. Maybe you need to go down a little lower. Beautiful. Swim that top arm back, right back into our reverse warrior. Open up, press into that front leg, really reaching and opening up the left ribs. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and swim those arms through warrior two, down to the knee, extended side angle one last time. And now I really want you to take that top arm, extend it overhead, really energize through the body. Take that right hand down to the floor. Pivot that back foot. Right hand down to the ground. Twist towards the left. Beautiful sequence here. Just press into it. This is where we take our poses. We feel into the body. We determine and decide for ourselves what's best for us. Beautiful. Take that left hand down. Let's go ahead and take that left foot back. Downward dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. Choose what breath, choose what rest you want today. Beautiful. On your next inhale, come back to downward dog if you're not there already. Let's go ahead and bring the feet towards center. Left leg presses into the ground. We're going to inhale, take the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend into the knee, shift it forward. Find your low lunge. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, adjust the back foot, sweep up, finding our warrior two. Sorry, that was a bit of an odd transition. My bad. I meant to do crescent, then I went right to warrior two. All right, reach out the arms, extend them long, drop the shoulders, power through that front leg. I want you to really find your space here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, shift forward, palm opens, exhale, sweep it back, reverse warrior, reaching tall. I want you long through your body. So you create space for your vertebrae. Keep that front knee bent. Inhale, sweep that right arm all the way over to the right side. Find extended side angle. Energize, fingertip to toe. Press into that elbow. Really reach that body. Beautiful. Now we're going to transition from here right to reverse warrior. Take that top arm back, right arm up. Find that reverse warrior. Now I want you to lift up a little taller. Maybe lift up that gaze towards the sky. Now ease into this. It might be tempting to really energize and force the opening, but can you just ease the opening? Beautiful. Swim that right arm to that right leg and extended side angle one last time. Looking great, everyone. Beautiful. Take that top arm down towards the ground, ground it into the floor, pivot the back foot, left hand grounds in, twist towards the right. Open up here. We're going to hold for about 3 breaths or so. Beautiful. Take that right arm down. We're going to meet back, downward dog, child's pose, whatever you want today. Beautiful. Now, when you're ready, if you want to transition back to your downward dog, we're going to turn our gaze up towards the top of our mat. We're going to either bend our knees or walk our feet towards our hands and finding ourselves in our forward fold. Beautiful. Now from here, I'd like you to bend deeply to the knees. We're going to round our body, pulling up our body to a standing position. Nice and settled here, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, bring ourselves to standing. Woo, nice job, everyone. We're going to go into our balancing sequence. So we're going to go ahead and take ourselves into tree, and then we're going to go into our figure 4. So I encourage you, if your balance is feeling a little funny today, go ahead and near a wall. So beginning with our tree pose, let's ground into our left foot. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring ourselves into tree. Open up the right hip, either to the ankle, to the shin, or to the inner thigh. Find whatever arm placement works for you today. I want you to own that space. So I'm reading this great book by Brene Brown called I Thought It Was Just Me. And oftentimes we're so hard on ourselves, right? And we approach something that's new or challenging and we might give up. Or like, oh, I'm just not going to bother. But when we persevere, we go through and we get through the difficult times, through the mud, through those moments of difficulty or those moments of challenge, we really reap the benefits. We prove to ourselves that we can. Go ahead and release the arms if you'd like to, or transition right to our figure 4 from here. If you'd like to, you could reset. Take that right ankle to the left knee or right above, And then go ahead, bend into that left knee and just open up the hips. And I think that that's pretty significant when we consider the idea of owning our power, that owning that we don't have to know everything or do everything perfectly. That sometimes just showing up is the win. And just owning that and being good with that. Not comparing ourselves to others, but rather honoring ourselves. Let's bring it back up. Nice job, and release. Nice job. Well done. Let's go ahead and ground into that right foot. Opening up the hip, heel to ankle, heel to shin, heel to inner thigh. I'm sure with anything, right? You start something new, maybe a different yoga instructor, or you're in a different class with different people and they're doing different things. Or you start a new job and you're with other people who have a lot more experience than you, right? Where does our mind go, right? It goes to, oh gosh, I'm never going to be able to do all that. Here we are comparing ourselves to someone else's potential middle or end to our beginnings. We got to own those beginnings, right? Got to own them. That's a beautiful place to be in. Woo! And just by owning that, we give ourselves permission. Permission to make mistakes, to own those mistakes, and to learn from them. That's power. Let's go ahead and transition however you want. Finding our figure 4. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and release. Nice job, everyone. Shake it off. Well done. Let's go ahead, make our way down to the floor. Let's make sure we have our blankets and everything that we need. And we are going to get ready to do our inversion. So let's go ahead and first make our way onto the floor with our knees pulled in towards our chest. Make sure you have your yoga blocks nearby. Maybe you just stir the pot, maybe just kind of moving through and rotating through the knees, kind of spreading out the low back. Just take a moment to breathe into it. Good. And then go ahead and maybe reverse the direction if you are stirring the pot in one direction. Beautiful. And maybe come back through center. Maybe go into happy baby. So maybe you grab hold of your big toes. You rest your hands at the base of your inner thighs. Just flex into the feet. Let the hips open and expand and release. And maybe rock your body side to side. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, let's come back towards center. Release the feet. Just let the feet kind of come down to the floor and just go ahead and just let your feet kind of drift side to side. Just kind of letting go of the hips a little bit here. Just kind of resetting back into center. Good. And then when you're ready, come back towards the center here. And we're going to go into our candlestick. So let's go ahead and take our yoga block or your bolster, whatever you prefer. And from your bent knee position, we're going to press in like we were doing our bridges, just enough so that we can set our yoga block at the base of our low back. And then we'll go ahead and pull one leg in and then the other, or both at the same time. We'll go ahead and extend the legs up to the sky. Try to relax the shoulders. Just relax the body. Let's breathe into it. Good. And slowly we'll go ahead and set one foot down and then the other. Press into the heels, lift the sacrum just enough to set the block off to the side, and go ahead and set your sacrum right back down. And we're going to get right into our Shavasana. So please go ahead and do whatever you can to make yourself as comfortable as possible. I'm going to put my sweater on. We're going to take the next 3 minutes here. So not a tremendously long time. So if you need some extra time in your Shavasana today, please just ignore the camera. I'll turn everything off. Remember, this is part of this whole owning your power here. Finding whatever position works most comfortably for you. Maybe it's constructive rest pose. Maybe the legs are extended. And just breathing into the belly here. Taking this opportunity to own this rest, to celebrate your movement today, your decisions today. Just breathing into the body. We're going to start to invite some breath into the body. Again, if you want to stay here a bit longer, please just stay here. Don't need to go anywhere. Maybe you start to invite some gentle movement through the fingers and through the toes, just awakening the body. Perhaps you just roll onto your side. And just take a moment of pause here. Maybe you want to stay here a little longer beyond the class and just hang out for a moment or two longer. And just like our moment of rest during our practice today, these are little moments of transition from where we were to where we're going. Really something we can take with us throughout our day, that we have the power to shift our perspective, shift our moods, shift our mindset, really in the blink of an eye. When you're ready, go ahead and press yourself up to seated. We have the ability to take that power of transition, right? Oh, so let's go ahead and meet with our hands at heart center. With a gentle bow of our head towards our hands in recognition of the light that shines within us all. No matter where we are in the world, that light shines bright. May your heart always stay warm. May your smile always stay broad. And may the light that shines in me honor and see the light that shines in you. Namaste. I love my hearts. Thank you. I missed them this week. Thank you, everyone. Oh, I hope that you gained something from today's class that you can take beyond the mat, not just the physical practice, but just this whole idea of being and owning yourself, owning that ownership idea. So from my heart to yours, as always, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so honored to practice with you. I wish you the most glorious weekend, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you all. Bye-bye.